you said that basically you felt like it was in your DNA or character to have an addictive personality. And one of the questions we were going to ask you is when the kit comes off, your identity as a rugby player goes. Did that impact your struggle, or was it more? Do you think it was naturally within you? And obviously, I mean, your brother sadly passed away when he was very young,
Mm,
and did that have an
yeah,
impact
yeah.
on you as well?
With Scott passing away at 16, it was monumental. I was, it absolutely crushed me, but it had no impact on me becoming a drug addict. It did actually form a part of my recovery. I had some peace around it. I got what they said when I was in rehab. They gave me trauma therapy, and I had this um, session with a trauma therapist, and my brother got bullied, and when I was in rehab, I was crying a bit. I'll just tell you this quick story. So my brother got bullied, and when I was in rehab, someone mentioned brothers, and I cried. And I said, "What's going on?" And anyway, so we went into this. He said, "Oh, we'll do some trauma treatment." I said, "Yeah, fine, whatever." At that stage, I'd do anything. I just wanted recovery. So I go into this trauma treatment. I said, "I'll go back when you're 16. Who's in the house?" And I'm like, semi-meditative state. Scott's there, Mum's there, Mark's there, Dad's there. Do you want to say something to Scott? And I just broke down and said, "Man, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I should have saved you. I wanted to save you." But he had a thing called systemic lupus. Diagnosis of death was 3 months. And I said, I should have I could protect you from the bullies, but I should have been there. I let you down. I let you down. You're out of your need. I let you down. I'm like just going, going, going. Anyway, the old therapist let me go, and then he said, "Oh, is there anything? Is Scott saying anything?" And he said, "Oh, Scott said." I stopped, and he said, "Yeah." Scott said, "Mate, you couldn't help me. You can't. You weren't a doctor. You got to let go. You got to let go. You got to move on." So all that stuff there was no, Scott dying. When I left rugby, because I went into the city, there was I said before, it sort of mirrored the rugby. So I didn't miss. I wasn't like a lot of the guys I'm working with now who had a void. I didn't really have a void. So you got to remember as well. I was I was at the back end of the amateur era. So when I left rugby, I'd been at work at Citibank for 5 years or something. So the transition wasn't as dramatic as from a professional rugby player who ends a career and then you've got to start another career. So there can be that transition in that void. But what I do know is this: I am more. I play for Queensland. I want to play for Australia. I want to go to Oxford University, one of the greatest, or Cambridge, or somewhere. I always wanted more. And I think what happened was it ran out of steam. I think I got into my 40s and just everything was just, I got to a point where I had everything and I had nothing. It was really weird. I did what society told me to do. Go and get a law degree. Well, go and get a degree, earn money, buy houses, buy property, have money, you'll be happy. And I said, if that's true, what the fuck am I sitting in a rehab crying my eyes out? Like, what's happened here? And I think what happened is that quest for prestige, status, wanting to play for Australia, wanting to do this, wanting more money, wanting more property, more. I think I just ran out of steam, and I'm leaning into my coping mechanism of cocaine, and then that's not working. And I think at that stage, I realised I'm in a ton of trouble now because I've got no rugby, no career, cocaine's not working, and I'm stuck with me. And I'm a 10 stone, raging, ravenous cokehead filled with guilt, shame, remorse, embarrassment, self-loathing, self-pity, anger, and resentment. I'm in a world of hurt here. So the I reckon I went through at 40 what a lot of guys, professional rugby players, go through in their early 30s. It stopped at me in my 40s. It all stopped. Rugby, no. I'd left the city at 50. The rugby's gone, the city's gone, the study's gone. I didn't have a fucking clue who I was. I didn't have a clue who I was. All the identities had been shredded. Actually, that's not true. I knew exactly what I was. I was a drug addict. I was a garden variety generic drug addict. That's it. End of. Horrendous. Some fall when I think about it.